Boy, Henny back at it again. I hope you guys are having a good day out there, and we're just chilling right now, man. Been a busy last couple weeks, as you can imagine. I'm finally enrolled in Harvard's, it's amazing. I'm just overwhelmed by all the work. Long story short, I was doing a writing class this last, they call it the J term, which is like a short 3-week accelerated course. And during that time, they had us every day writing papers, and you have to do research and you got to dig into these assignments. And it was just quite a bit of, I was taking on a lot. It might have been a simple class, but it was a lot, especially when you already have other work to do. So you're having to go through and read these papers, but I had a good time overall. I learned a lot. I feel like it got me back to thinking critically again. Some of the papers we were writing were on philosophers and psychologists, and also just learning how to how to cite a source correctly. Those are very important topics, especially if you're trying to make a academic paper and you want to, have a good argument. So that refreshed those skills, but we're finally done with the class. I did see my grades for the papers. They came out pretty good. I'm hoping to get an A-, B+, which I'm pretty happy with, to be completely honest with you, because I'm really here to get my computer science degree. I'm not here to become a proficient writer. I do love writing, but it's not really what my major is. So, you have to get these classes out the way so you can focus on the major. This coming week, I'm focusing on the next class, which starts Wednesday. I'm excited. It's a math class. We're gonna get that out the way. That math class is on campus, so I will be bringing you guys to campus with me so you guys can see what that's like. And that should be pretty fun too. I'm gonna be real cool with the professor because I love math. I never thought in my later days I would love math. Dude, when I was in my teens and 20s, I liked math for money, practical purposes, but I wasn't really a fan of math problems. Today I'm enjoying math problems a lot more, and I kind of like the logic that goes into solving a problem, and it's not so much about the money anymore. So yeah, I'm excited. Really seems like a cool class. I hope to learn as much as I can, refresh some skills that might have been dusted under the ground, get that back up and going. But yeah, so I'm gonna bring you guys all with me during that time. Other than that, during that time when I was taking that writing class, I was working on some software. I have been trying to get back into mobile development. If anybody knows me, I used to be an iOS developer for a few years before I went full stack. And I didn't like being just an iOS developer for various reasons. When I would go to hackathons, I was not able to contribute very well because I was the only guy who knew that stack, and there was a lot of pressure on me building a full-scale app at the time, and I felt like I was just not ready. So now going full circle, now I'm really becoming a good web full-stack developer, and building with a mobile-first approach, and then going back to mobile development. I feel like it's so much easier to do it this way. Because especially when you're launching a project, with web development, you don't have to launch a project. You don't have to go through the app store. And then, the app store is kind of a gatekeeper. If you don't meet certain qualifications, you can't launch. With web, you can just launch right away. So that was kind of a reason I stood away from it for a little bit. But now that I'm dropping really, I think, pretty good apps, not like the next Facebook, but decent apps that have some functionality, I'm considering now going full-time back into mobile development again, kind of like a full circle. And now that I'm focusing on more React-based projects, I'm able to build, cross-platform. I'm able to work on various projects. I'm able to build cross, everywhere. So yeah, I'm focusing on that, and I was learning how to build on React Native again. So I'm really excited to very soon. I already have half of the logic done. I'm just putting some touches on this app it's gonna be pretty cool. It's a mobile app. It's been a while since I've dropped a mobile app. So I'll update you guys when I'm 90-95% done, and then give you guys a release date. But it's a cool app. I like it. And I've already told a couple people about it, and I showed them kind of where I'm at with it. So, getting good feedback on that. So that's something that I'm working on. That's kind of something I've been silently working on. I am rebranding my website, so that is really cool. I feel like I do this every year. I just make a new website. But I'm almost done with my new website, and so that also I'll probably be dropping within the next week or two, to show you guys, like, it doesn't take long to make a new website, guys, but I like to do it just to kind of like, I don't know, it's like spring cleaning, like, it also makes me think about what I'm trying to show people, who I am, the projects I've built, links to reach out to me and stuff like that. And I just think it's just cool to do every now and then, like, for anybody out there, if you guys don't have a portfolio website, I think it's important, especially when you're like, you may not need it to get a job, especially if you get a referral. But when it comes to like, you go to a networking event and like you quickly are talking to people and then you want to show off what you're capable of, having a portfolio is really dope. I really think it speaks volumes in the networking sense. When you just like, I approach another developer or someone who's in tech and I just send them my link. Here's my website, boom. Oh, wow, okay, guys, this guy's gotta be professional, right? And then they go through, they see my projects and every link works, right? Not just having like a project up there, but the link doesn't work and then you're having to explain why it doesn't work. Or you send it to a GitHub and there's no good README. Like someone pointed out the other day that they're like, damn bro, like you have good READMEs, like you document everything. And I'm like, I do, don't I? But I think that's important because, you want to document everything. You want to be able to explain, like if you're expecting the person on the other side to not know shit about what you're talking about, this is great. Documenting is great because, you're kind of breaking everything down for them. And I always try to document my process because I just think it's great, not only for me, but also for people who may not know what I'm, building or sharing or know the technical aspects about it. So really cool. Building that out again in this new website, I like it better because the landing page is a little bit more poppy. It has images and it kind of just shows like, it just shows who I am right off the landing page. With my old website, it would take you right to my blog. And so as much as I love a blog, it's just like people don't really go onto your page to read a blog. I do blog from time to time, but it's just not like the most popular thing to look at. So I think I just switched the focus. The new landing page is much better. And so that's coming this week. As for my resume, I updated my resume. I made a few touches on the resume just to update like my education, especially now that I'm finishing a CS degree. That's kind of important, especially because, you want to make your resume pop, guys. Remember, like, your reviewer is only going to look at your resume for 5 to 10 seconds max. And so everything has to pop, and using that Harvard CS degree as my leverage is really what I'm going for here. Other than that, we are gonna start our applications again, yes, because now that I finished that really intense class that was eating like 25 to 30 hours a week, I now have a free slate again. I don't expect this class coming Wednesday to be nearly as like intense or just not as demanding rather. I do expect the intensity, but I expect it to be not as like, it needs 30 hours a week for me, so I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna start applying again in about a week. I'm giving myself this week to just kind of debrief from the class, get my thoughts together, kind of like the projects that I'm working on. Like I said, that mobile project, rebuilding my site, and then, just trying to stay focused, like I said. Also, I know you guys saw the clothing brand that I launched, Hackers Only. What am I doing with that? I want to build it to the coolest like tech swag there is. Like my goal essentially is, if maybe we could like right now, obviously it's just started, but I do have some really cool ideas for it. Like I would love to sponsor events, particularly hackathons. Like if anybody out there is hosting a hackathon, hit me up. Like I would happily love to sponsor your events. Like I said, Hackers Only, the goal is to become the most fire tech swag on the internet. And my whole thing is, I want to be able to like do more with it. It's not just like I'm trying to become the next like brand. Like I want to be able to go to events. I want to be able to, share merch as a fun way to express our creativity. Cause it just, like code is cool too, but like imagine being around your friends and you guys all have this dope merch. Like it just looks cool. So that's kind of the goal I'm trying to work on, to work maybe with events and try to get like sponsors and stuff like that. So Hackers Only is on the rise, you know what I'm saying? We've been out for maybe a week or two, but because I was so busy with class, I wasn't able to really do any new updates on it. So maybe in the next week or two, I'll drop a new few like pieces of articles, and just keep building on it. Like I said, just try to get, my goal this year is just to like become more of a sponsor on side of things. Like take the profits, reinvest it back into like hosting events, you know, maybe where we can give out free merch and stuff like that. That's kind of like my vision on it. As for my agency, I know you guys have been thinking like, what's up with Rose Media? I'm still building it. I mean, like I said, I kind of have the nitty gritty done, but I have been thinking about maybe separating like my content creating, social media management services and my development services, which bro, like, let's keep it real here. There's people who do just one side and I'm like trying to do both. And like, I can do both, but it's just like, how much work do I really want to do? So I'm thinking about separating the two again, and then just targeting specific, you know, specific audiences. Like if you need media, I'm happy to help you with that. And if you need software, I'm happy to help you with that. So we're looking for clients. If you guys know anybody who needs it, 10% referral, remember that. But you know, just trying to, like I said, just trying to build. And I gotta get back to the job field. I gotta start applying, bro, because nobody's calling, right? So like, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm gonna start sending out applications again, this week, sometime this week. I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressive with it. I don't know what you guys consider to like aggressive, but I was sending out on average about 10 applications a day, you know, more or less, you know, it just depends how busy you are. Like, I'm gonna keep it real, guys. Like, sending out applications is not my favorite part of the day. Like, I prefer to just build. That's what I do best. And so I gotta get back out there, man. I gotta put my application in front of as many people as I can. My goal really is just to start reaching out to people who are more decision makers instead of just sending out a cold application. You know, like, I don't see the cold application as something that works. It seems to just, like I said, it gets, you know, what is it called? ATS, the automatic tracking system, where like you have AI kind of review your application, and if it doesn't see something it's looking for, it just kind of throws your application to the garbage. So I think it's time to start speaking to some decision makers. You know, I was waiting for the holidays to like go by. I think when I started, you know, posting about my struggles on here, it was during the holidays, and I was kind of looking for a job during the holidays, knowing that everybody was gonna be busy with their family. But you know, it's a new year, people are back to the offices, back to the work. Presidency has finally gone through. You know, as much as we don't like to talk about it, it is something that is happening, right? Politics is a part of our world. And I try to just approach it with an open mind. I don't really try to take a stance. You know, I just try to think about, okay, there's always gonna be a pro and a con to everything, depending under what lens you see it. And so, you know, I'm just like, everything has gone through. All right, like, can we get back to the regular scheduled program? Can we get back to giving my people jobs, right? It is tough out here for a player, man. I can't lie, dog. Like, you gotta put in some heavy work, man. Like, yeah, but I don't wanna bog you guys down with that. Just really wanted to update you guys where I'm at, what I'm doing, some of the projects that I got going on. I'm actually working on I'm doing 2 hackathons in the next month, February. Both of them are sponsored by Harvard. One is called Make Harvard. That one's really cool. And if all goes well, we might even get some sleeping arrangements. But the team is really cool over there. It's a Harvard sponsored hackathon, and I'm still trying to find my teammates for that one. We also have an AI hackathon 2 weeks after that. I have my teammates for that one. So cool, we're kind of mapping out the ideas we want for our app. We still don't have the format, we don't have the prompt yet, so we can't really start coding. But there's some prizes in both of them. I hope to show you guys that. That'll be really cool. I did a lot of hackathons when I was in Miami. I felt like Miami was what opened up my eyes to hackathons and just like that style of programming. But I haven't done so many of them in Boston. I don't know why. Just But now I am. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm partaking in a few just to kind of keep, you know, keep the inspiration going, keep motivating others. It'll be a great time for me to, you know, help others or vice versa, them helping me in development and just like prototyping, you know, fast prototyping, getting stuff out there in front of eyes as fast as possible. That is like my bread and butter right there. So like, I really just love that culture. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on. But that's really like kind of the bulk of what's going on with me right now. And just hoping to, you know, keep leveling up. I do want to shoot some on-campus content. I know you guys probably want to see that, so that's coming soon. But just give me a break because it is freaking freezing out here right now in Boston. So I'll still be able to get some on-campus content. I just want to, like, when the spring comes, it's gonna be so much better. Like, I'll be out there all day. I got some dope shit for you guys. I'll be out there all day. I'll be like, damn, this guy's really in it to win it. But yeah, so that's what's going on. That's my school. That's what I'm building nowadays. My tech, the stacks I'm working on, the projects I'm looking forward to, where my businesses are at. You know, it's 2025, it's a new year, and I'm approaching this with an open mind. You know, it's not easy trying to make a name for yourself out here, especially when you don't have especially when you come from an untraditional background. Let's just say that. Like, I don't have ex-Google engineer, you know, on my title, or Harvard grad. Like, you know, like I am now attending, but I don't have like ex-Harvard, like, no, just shit like that really gets people like, oh, I gotta listen to what this person has to say. You know, I'm coming from the mud. I'm coming from, you know, nothing, trying to break in. And so that's what like my whole thing is. It's just like, I'm coming from nothing, trying to break in. And it's fun. Like, I feel like it's a challenge. I feel like, you know, I didn't see it this way early in my career. I just thought that it was like unfair, and I didn't really, you know, want to play the long game. But like, you know, now when you've devoted over 5 years into a craft, you kind of just like know that you like to do it regardless of the circumstances. And, you know, I think the people and companies and businesses I work with and work for, I think it's now more of a mutual relationship. I think the stars align better because, you know, this company's mission statement meets my mission statement, or, you know, a company sees the value in my brand and I'm able to help them as well. And so I think later in the game, you start to value more the relationships that you're building, because, you know, again, you've went through the trials and tribulations. You know what it's like to be in the lows. And so, you know, you get to enjoy those highs too. So, but yeah, that's really what I wanted to update you guys with. I hope you guys are having a great year starting off. You know, if you guys got a first job, man, congratulate yourselves. It's not easy out here, man. You're definitely defying the odds. If you guys have built any new projects, I've seen a couple of some of my friends on LinkedIn. They dropped some projects, so shout out to you guys. Dope stuff. I love seeing it. It's motivating me, like I said, to just keep pushing. You know, if you guys didn't get no tech swag yet, man, go check the store out. That shit, you know, we trying to push this. We trying to push this movement. And yeah, if you guys want to build on anything together, later this year, and obviously not now, I am trying to kind of build an open source software. So if you guys are interested in something like that, you know, just tell me what you guys would like to see in the comments or something like that. I would love to get ideas going and start talking. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna leave you with that. I really hope you guys are killing it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.